Welcome to the regular meeting of the Pickleweed Advisory Committee of October 4th, 2023. The time is 7:09 p.m. And then I invite Becky to take roll call.
All right. Jairo Sabalas, he is absent. Miguel Gutierrez.
Present.
Okay. Nancy Palacios, she is absent. Kate Sprague.
Here.
Janet Tanchez.
Here.
Rosa Vasquez.
Here.
Louise Youst.
Here.
All right. And Mark Machado, I believe, is absent.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Then for the record, I'd like to note that Assistant Director Craig Barame is virtually online there. Program Coordinator Stephen Rogers is present with us today. And of course, Becky is here online. And Becky, I don't think we have any members of the public online.
Do not.
Okay.
No.
So we'll save your speech for that.
Thank you.
And I'll see, is there any changes to the agenda for tonight? Anybody have any change like that? No. Okay. Let's move along. And our first order of business is approval of the meeting of minutes of June 7th, 2023. I know it seems odd that meeting was canceled because we didn't have a quorum, but according to the city clerk, we still need to officially approve those minutes. Okay. So unless anybody has questions, we'll take a motion in a second.
Move to approve the regular canceled meeting minutes of June 7th, 2023.
I'll second to approve the
third
meeting.
Okay, did you get that?
I got Kate, and was the second?
Janet was the second.
Janet? Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. I'll take roll then. So we have Miguel Gutierrez.
Yes.
Kate Sprague.
Yes.
Janet Tanchez.
Yes.
Rosa Vasquez.
Yes.
And Louise Youst.
Yes.
Right, motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we'll move to approve the special makeup meeting minutes of June 28th, 2023. Does anybody have any questions or corrections for those? If none, we'll take a motion in a second, please.
I move we approve the minutes of the June 28th, 2023 meeting.
Louise made the motion.
Second. Kate Sprague seconds.
Kate, second.
Thank you. All right. Miguel Gutierrez.
Yes.
Sprague.
Yes.
Janet Tanchez.
Yes.
Rosa Vasquez.
She said yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I didn't hear. And Louise Youst.
Yes.
Great. Motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you, Becky. And as we have no members of the public, we will skip over public comment. And we'll go to item number 3, matters before the committee. We have a special presentation. The staff report in your packet covers a large variety of programs that we had here this summer. Stephen Rogers, our program coordinator, is here to highlight specifically the ones that staff were responsible for either getting contract instructors for or leading ourselves. And so now we will turn it over to Stephen. All right.
All right, so like Steve said, I'm the program coordinator here at the Albert J. Borough Community Center. I'm going to give you guys an overview of what our summer programming classes that we had during the summer and classes that we have going on this upcoming fall. Registration is taking place now. So this past summer, the Albert J. Borough Community Center provided programs for hundreds of youth, adults, and seniors from the canal and surrounding communities. The goal here at the Albert J. Borough Community Center is to provide programs geared toward enhancing the quality of life while providing a safe, healthy, prosperous, and livable environment in partnership with the community. These were some of our more popular programs this summer. So the San Rafael Basketball Academy, Canal Mini Soccer, our Junior Giants program, Canal Karate, dance, music, theater, and fitness camp, our multicultural older adults program, National Academy of Athletics basketball camp, and our voiceover class. So the San Rafael Basketball Academy is a fun way to introduce kids to the world of basketball with drills and games focused on building motor skills and teaching basic basketball principles such as dribbling, passing, shooting, and teamwork. Kids develop a love for the game in a fun, safe, and rich setting. We had over 100 participants in 3 sessions this summer, ages 5 through 15.
May I ask what the boy-girl ratio was?
Steve, can you pause just for a second? Apparently, I just got a text from Craig that it's not showing on the Zoom. So if we can go back to the Zoom link, I think the share the screen. I saw you try to hit it, but
The share?
yeah.
I think you, well, maybe it'll be.
There it is. We got it.
There we
now.
go. Okay. Thank you, Craig.
Yep, thank you.
The ratio is probably 3 to 1.
Okay,
Boys to girls.
just wondered, thanks.
All right, so we'll go back. Now, Cornell Mini Soccer League. This fun recreation program, parents and children bond together as they enjoy the popular game of soccer. This is purely a recreational program that provides connections with. Oh, my bad. Let me go back. This is clearly a recreational program organized and taught by parents and volunteers. This program is provided in connection with volunteers from Voices del Canal. This summer we had 117 participants ages 5 to 14. Our Junior Giants program. So Junior Giants is a free recreational and co-ed summer baseball and softball program that brings positive opportunities to over 23,000 boys and girls ages 5 to 18 in more than 400 cities throughout California, Nevada, and Oregon. However, Junior Giants is more than just baseball and softball. Through each child's experience as part of a team, they learn the four bases of character development: confidence, integrity, leadership, and teamwork, and the importance of education, health, and bullying prevention, what I also like to call respect. This past season was our second full season after the pandemic. In 2022, we had 95 participants. This past season, we had 144 players and anticipate much more participation next season as the program continues to grow. Our Canal Karate program is one of our more popular summer programs. Students learn and improve control, discipline, respect, and increase self-esteem while earning their belt. This international award-winning self-defense program has helped students achieve improved focus and strength while having fun doing it. There are various class levels to match the students' karate experience. This class is open to both youth and adult students, and we had 100 participants this past summer for our Canal Karate class.
That have more girls in it than the other sports?
Yeah, I would put that. Yeah. So our dance, music, theater, and fitness camp this summer. It's one of our newer programs. Students embark on a week of dance, musical theater, and fitness. They also enjoy classes in various forms of dance, singing, and theater. Students explored creating their own choreography, the fundamentals of yoga and Pilates, and created art projects. 39 students participated in this week-long summer camp. We have our multicultural older adults program. Older adults of all ethnicities in Marin come to the Albert J. Borough Community Center, where we provide opportunities for socialization and integration. The group meets every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. A hot nutritional lunches are served at 11:45 a.m. for those who are 60 years of age and older. Participants participate in activities such as bingo and painting, as well as interaction with special guest speakers such as the San Rafael Police Department and Fire to give seniors vital safety information and tips to stay safe in their communities. We averaged over 25 regular participants weekly this summer. our National Academy of Athletics program. The National Academy of Basketball camp by the National Academy of Athletics was packed with fun. Drills taught at this camp helped participants fall in love with the game. The camp was the perfect place to learn about the game and fitness while having a blast and making new friends. This was our first summer offering this camp with many more sessions planned for the summers to come. The inaugural season had 9 campers in this week-long session. Our voiceover classes. So our voiceover class shows students how they can actually begin using their speaking voice for commercials, films, videos, and more. Students in the introductory class learned about a unique outside-the-box way to break into this creative, fulfilling, and potentially lucrative industry. Voiceovers can be managed on one's own terms, own turf, own time, and with minimal overhead. 3 students participated in our summer session and 6 in our September session. That program is going as well. So we invite everyone to join us at the Albert J. Borough Community Center and take a look at what great classes we have to offer for the community this fall. Below are just a few of our upcoming classes that we have this fall. So we have adult ballroom and Latin dance, beginning ballet, canal karate, canal mini soccer, San Rafael Basketball Academy, Voice Over the Time Is Now, our drop-in pickleball program, drop-in basketball and volleyball, and introduction to ballroom and Latin dance. For more scheduling, you can visit www.cityofsanrafael.com/recreation.org for the full class schedule. That is it.
Everybody get stop sharing.
All right. Any questions?
Was the last list of classes for adults only, or?
No, that's adult venues.
Adult
We have our
venue.
adult ballroom. The canal karate is for adults. Our voiceover class is for adults. Drop-in pickleball, adult. Drop-in basketball and volleyball is adult. I think that's all the adult ones we have.
Nice.
And the junior giants, I mean, that's a huge time. They've got a formula that Stephen has to follow.
Yeah.
Aren't you already kind of talking
Already
about
started.
next year? You're
Yeah,
already meeting with the next summer.
League agreements already due. The league agreements are already due. And then we'll start planning as far as equipment. The season just ended, what, in August? And we're already back on. People started back up again. So it's fun. Kids love it stuff.
Yes, they do. So your the theater dance arts class, is that led by, who's that led by?
Andrea, I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
But is
She owns a dance studio downtown, and she
Oh.
approached us probably a year and a half ago, wanting to do more with the canal
okay.
neighborhood. And she actually had a partner with another organization that was going to help, and she ended up just doing it herself. She's really passionate, and she loves it. So she's done a variety of both adult and youth classes, and does the dance, the camp that Stephen mentioned, but then introduction to ballet and a few other ones too. So she's always mixing it up.
I love it.
Yeah.
So Latin classes. So it's fun. They got quite a few people. I think they have like in the adult classes maybe like 10 or 11 in there now.
Nice.
So like that camp and the National Academy of Athletics camps, are those full day camps?
The National Academy, they have half day and full days. I think they ran them all full days this session because of the amount of kids they had during their first session, but they run half day camp and full day.
And that'll be coming back again this summer?
Yeah, hopefully we hope to have them back.
It's some of those, especially that one, the price point was quite high.
Oh yeah.
But if we have open spots, we're willing to give it a try and see, and hopefully build from that. So that reaches out, through all of San Rafael. And he did end up getting one half-day student that he just incorporated into the class. So. I think the canal karate, one of the trends we've seen this last year is that a lot of the parents are now starting to register for the adult portion and take care with their kids. And they're sitting there watching. They say, well, why am I watching?
Yeah.
I want to set a good I mean, they've
there's a lot of them now.
tell me, but there's probably at least 6.
Probably 6 or 7, something like that.
That are also participating. So it's great. It's turning into a family thing. And then if they do compete in extra tournaments with the club, they're going together and they're all.
I love it.
Nice to see the pride of that. I have to say, for the multicultural older adults, the seniors just love Stephen. We've got one or two that call him his grandson, but he's got his fan club. Stephen here, hello. He's built a good relationship.
And they love bingo. Every day it's the same.
Bingo every day.
Every day it's the same.
Really? Oh gosh, that's funny. In the past, the Marin Shakespeare Company used to do the theater camp. Remember?
Years ago. Yeah.
Years ago, and I don't. If you ever need another resource, that's a great one. Yeah, they're local.
Any other questions or comments?
It's great to see how many people are participating. That's awesome.
A lot of community involvement. That's
So my thing, especially after seeing the Barbie movie, is more girls in sports.
We got quite a few in basketball classes here and there. We got,
Do you?
yeah, we got quite a few.
Oh,
in basketball.
good.
Probably half and half.
Yeah, I
there.
would say.
Oh, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
And they're learning and they're keeping up with the boys.
Yeah,
so
they
that's
are.
good. Yeah,
Hot
they're feisty
dang.
in there. I tell them all the time, you got to be tough, guys. They fall out, get up. You got to be tough. Let's go. Let's do it.
In the Canal, Canal FC, is that what it's called? The mini soccer. Mini soccer. Does that get both boys and girls participating?
Yeah, they have
It does,
boys that
okay.
go.
But probably more boys.
It's not even.
Is it really?
Yeah,
That's
it's
Oh,
not even
wow.
soccer.
That's
Okay.
great.
Because most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mixed, yeah, boys and girls.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
They try to want to have it for boys and girls because they say that girls should not be soccer.
Yeah, they can get out there and play.
They're afraid of the girls. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. That's great. Yeah.
Hi, Stephen, thank you. You're welcome to hang tight, but I know it's getting late for you too. So,
I'll hang around for a minute.
Okay. So if we can have a motion and a second to approve receiving this report, please.
I move that we approve the summer and fall program overview from Stephen Rogers.
Okay. Second. Rosa seconded.
All right, thank you. Miguel Gutierrez,
Yes.
Kate Sprague,
Yes.
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
Rosa Vasquez, and Louise Yaus.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Motion approved.
Thank you, Becky. We can move on to item number 4, committee reports and comments. Does anybody have any meetings they want to report out on or community events?
Porch Fest was fabulous. Did anybody go?
I heard great things about it this year.
Oh man, you got it next year, second or third Sunday in September. They close off Gerstle Park neighborhood. You know where that is downtown? That's where all the Victorian houses are. It's an old neighborhood, so they put a ban on every 5th or 6th porch for 6 blocks. So you walk around. It's free. It's freaking free. You walk around for 5 hours and hear the music of your choice.
So is that the one by Safeway?
Kind of, yeah.
That's what I heard, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, just below, just around beyond Safeway.
They have a neighborhood association and they kind of have helped organize it and spun off from there. Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, so go next year, man. That's great.
More publicity because I heard it at Friday, but I had already had something.
They need more publicity around here. Yeah, yeah.
Well, we've been thrilled to be participating in the basketball academy on Saturday. That's what it's called, the official name, right? Yeah. On Saturdays with both my boys. So that's been awesome to get to come here and enjoy the gym. And
When he's getting better, he's getting consistently making his shots.
yes, he is. He's
Actually,
practicing at home.
Took you a while to get in. You kept
It did.
kept filling up.
I kept
You
filling
couldn't
up,
go-
and I couldn't get in. So
Good.
it's been awesome.
Other meetings or community events?
Yeah, I think that we got some canal right now doing they're trying to see if they can get another
A broader.
So like bring another provider in instead of Comcast and AT&T being the only ones. That's great.
Well, we're still working, we're still doing surveys, so it takes a while. Hopefully it will.
Thank you.
So that's up your work.
We're trying to bring in other say again,
There's another internet company
okay.
Internet.
Like Sonic or something?
I'm not sure it's Meredith, but I'm not sure how they're going to call it when it's done. So hopefully if it gets through, it's cheaper.
Oh yeah.
One customer had
And is it true it's a kind of a joint effort? The city's digital department's kind of working with Merit and Voices of Canal, so it's a couple organizations all working together to do it. But Voices of Canal is really taking a strong lead in this, right?
Great.
just yesterday was the food pantry thing now. Surveys they do level 6 from 8 to 10. So I guess that was like
good. Is that the one here in the park?
No, I did it at
the canal one, okay.
Okay. Thank you for working on that.
We're hopefully, because as you know, Comcast sometimes they give you the lower one, sometimes you're high, and then when you lower it, after a while it keeps
they sneak it up.
It does.
Yeah, it goes up.
They're horrible.
Yeah, they're not providing the speeds that you're paying for either. And they say it's due to the density of the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's why sometimes when I was at the beginning, I had to do because my internet was
Right.
Reliable enough.
Yeah. There's a few you were outside.
Right, yeah. On and off.
No.
Thank goodness the pandemic's over and we can all be here.
Yeah. Great. Yeah.
You were in the meeting, I was.
Oh no.
Because that's where I used to get a good connection. So I used to come from the
Oh no, in the cold.
yeah.
Oh.
There's nothing else. We'll move on to the next one. And it's staff comments. I'm really excited to report that the California State Parks shared last month that the National Park Service provided final approval for our Land Water Conservation Fund and granted us $4.2 million for Pickleweed Park as the project. So that's something we're all excited about. We owe a special thanks to Craig Verme online here, our director, Library Recreation Director, Kathy Kufa, Department of Public Works put in a lot of staff time to help us with it. And of course, we had the support of city management and city council too. So we're super excited about that. We still have our fingers crossed as we're expecting word any day on the Clean California grant that we applied for, which will help this money even go farther with our plans. The plans, we have just got through reviewing the 65% plans for the project, and it's coming along. And every time we go a little bit more, I just get more and more excited about what we're doing. So if you remember, we have the synthetic turf will go in, or the all-weather turf, extend parking, have an outdoor basketball court, gazebo will be out there, adult fitness equipment, walkway lighting.
Wow.
Yep. Better security camera system.
Wow.
All this came out of public meetings that we were having and input. So
wow.
We're really, really excited. An additional playground feature for kids too.
Wow.
So we're moving along. Yes, very good news.
Is any of that tied to the restoration project or?
The Tusconia Marsh?
Yeah.
No, it's separate, but they will kind of coincide.
Yeah.
So we're really trying to work closely
So
together.
your money is all getting to be used on Pickleweed.
It's a totally separate
That's
project.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just we do have a little bit of overlap in spots, and we just have to try to position that right.
Yeah.
So yes, we have to keep all that.
Didn't you find out about this grant last year?
We applied for it last year, and the state had recommended us to the National Park Service, but the National Park didn't make fine. I mean, once the state, we kind of hoped it was a good thing, but we hadn't gotten official word until last month.
Oh, I thought you already had it. Oh, gosh.
But we were moving forward on the plans and getting everything ready.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yep. And then we had movie night on September 22nd. It was a Super Mario Brothers movie, which the community voted on earlier this year. We had done a Facebook poll and then handout surveys here at the center for about a week. And so it's what the community wanted. We also, as we implemented last year, we had a community outreach session before, starting at 5:30 p.m. And we had most of the city departments were here. Police department popped popcorn. Public Works had cotton candy going. Fire department showed up and they had handouts too. And two of their cadets, I believe, they had a race on putting on all their uniform, which was a lot of fun. That was probably one of the highlights for me, seeing these guys. They had it. One guy was so disgruntled they had to do it again a half hour later. And the other guy won. So but in addition to the city departments, we also had the Transportation Authority of Marin, Merit, who was the Wi-Fi company that Voices of the Canal was working at. So they shared a booth and we're really doing a lot of outreach. Well, we had Marin Division on Aging and Adult Services Latino Outreach was there. The Multicultural Center of Marin was there, and the Marin Healthcare District. And then Voices of Canal conducted movie-related arts and craft activities, which was great. They also provided liaisons at most of the city tables to help introduce and kind of be ambassadors. And then they also had the table that promoted the Wi-Fi. So we very much appreciated their participation. We're gearing up for Dia de los Muertos. That's coming up on last Friday afternoon. I was on TAY Radio, an hour-long interview regarding the event. We'll have our car procession coming up on October 21st, and that's scheduled to start at City Hall. We'll go up 5th a little bit, then all the way down 4th, and we're going to end at the Marin Clean Energy parking lot on Tamalpais and 5th. Right across from the Multicultural Center. And at the Multicultural Center, there'll be some food and some music. And so people get to check out all the cars. And it's definitely growing the number of cars from last year, which is exciting. We've got a couple of car clubs and local groups that are just decorating. So you'll have the mix of, lowriders and the cool old cars, and then more modern cars that are decorated. One group that's been in it was Jaime from the Bank of Marin. He's got a Volkswagen club, and they've been doing it every year where they decorate the little bus. Yeah.
Hysterical.
So it'll be fun. So that's coming up on the 21st. And then, of course, our main event will be here on November 4th from 3 to 9. We've got the famous Louise Yost on the Pan Rafael. That's going to be in the lobby.
Gosh.
Playing. And we've got a whole bunch of music and cultural performances, authentic food. The altars will be full again with altars. And it's going to be a fun time. So I encourage you to come down. We're also coordinating altars at the downtown business windows as well.
So cool.
So we're still got a couple stragglers on that one, but hopefully in the next week or two, we'll be providing a list for people where they can go and see them. And that's great if people come down for the car procession too. They can walk up and down.
And that includes artworks downtown, probably.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
And may I tell you that the Canal Community Garden is going to have an altar this year.
They are.
Isn't that neat?
And they're growing a lot of miracles.
Yes.
Too,
oh,
to help with their altar and the events. So they've really kind of picked up interest in the event this year. Yeah, are they?
Yeah, they said it.
And
we were there.
There's the marigolds, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Hope they keep blooming until the
event. I know.
Good. Soccer field 1, which is the one, if you walk out the back, it's to the left there. It's closed for 2 weeks. The parks can do some repair. It was getting pretty worn out. So they added some seed and kind of filled in some spots. They tried not fencing it, but now they put some orange fence in. So hopefully by next week, we'll be able to open that up again. But the leagues have been good about kind of adjusting around and using the other field as much as possible. And speaking of the soccer fields, PG&E will be using field number 2 starting December 1st, weather permitting, for tower repair. We've got one of the electrical towers out there is over 100 years old.
Really?
Craig and I were talking about it today, and I didn't know they had that design back then. It's huge.
Yeah.
But they need to do some repairs to it. And then, so logistically, we're going to block off field number 2 so that they can put equipment, and then they're going to get a helicopter to come in and lift it over to the thing. So they had to have the proper buffer.
They're gonna lift the tower into the field?
The part
that needs to,
from,
okay.
yeah, so they're gonna load all the parts onto the field, then they'll lift it up, put it in there. So they have to work with the Coast Guard, water, they can't fly over houses.
That is super cool.
Logistically, it's quite a
If you
task.
find the day of that, will you let me know?
I will,
take
I'll
the
let you
boys
know.
I want to
go.
watch.
Yeah, I want to get out there and film it.
Yeah.
And then they reported, we met on site last week, and they said they're gonna actually replace the tower again next year. But for that, they will have like a barge system come in, and so we won't be in the field, which is great because our project will hopefully be going on there. So we didn't want to interfere with that. We're also working with Buckaloo Programs, who received a donation of bicycles from Redwood Credit Union, and we will receive 7 bicycles, helmets, bike locks, and a safety manual. And we're working with our after-school program and have identified 7 children that need them the most. And so hopefully we'll be able to get those out next year, which is nice. Kate, you had mentioned at our last meeting, I believe, we had talked about the parking along the shore. So the next day I talked to parking services, and it was also new. They hadn't seen it, you know? And so they got on, and they're supposed to do a 4-hour limit to that. Last time I went by and looked, it wasn't up yet. Since that meeting, they put other parking signs on there, but I know the request went in.
Okay, great.
And I'll follow up the manager of parking services, but I know he did request it. But that's the intent, is those 2 spots will be 4 hours, which they debated between 2 and 4, and it seems if you're walking the 2 miles, you know, people walk at different paces. So 4 seems to be something.
Nice.
And then I asked the city clerk and received confirmation that the Boards and Commission Holiday Party, which is traditionally held at Falkirk, will be on December 6th. And you will all receive information from the city clerk, and I'll follow up with that too. But I just wanted to put that out there right now. So thanks. Everybody's aware. And then I'm going to ask Craig if he has anything, but before I do that, does anybody have any questions or comments with anything I mentioned?
What time was Dia de los Muertos?
The event here on the 4th goes from 3 until 9 p.m. Yeah. And we're setting up, and the altars are being built, but the public is welcome to come starting at 3. And that's when the art workshops start, these starts, altar viewing as well. Yeah.
I hope we get more people this year than last year. It's a little slightly sparse.
And you know, if you remember, when I first started, it was restricted to just in the multi-purpose room, and so now that we've got all the rooms going, it's really thinned it out, which logistically helps. You know, it kind of breaks it down so that, I mean, sometimes the rooms get so packed that it's too much for some people. So
true.
You know, and we're still coming to people a little cautious about COVID last year too.
That was.
But yeah, hopefully we get a good crowd. Not too much.
But hopefully, because right now we don't have any restriction.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll be comfortable coming out.
Or wear a mask if they're not. We're hoping so too. Craig, do you have any comments or anything to share?
Steve, I think you did a great job of covering most of the high points. I just want to echo our excitement for the Land and Water Conservation Fund grant, and that we're really keeping our fingers crossed for the Clean California grant. And I also want to just share my kudos to you, to Stephen, to your whole team for the Movie in the Park event. It was a great turnout. It was a beautiful night, and it was just a lot of fun. So thanks to you for everything that you did to help make that happen. A couple other notes that this group might be interested in. I wanted to share just a quick update. You might recall a few meetings ago, we brought a proposal from the Canal Arts to do a mural on the front of the Borough Community Center. And we're still working through that process. One of the things that we learned is that there's a little maintenance that's needed on the front of the building with the windows. And we really wanted to take care of that before we put a mural up. So the next step is for us to try to take care of that maintenance. And then that proposal would go to City Council. And I think we're getting closer to picking a City Council date where they would have a chance to review that proposal. The group has also been working with the Federated Indians of Great and Rancheria and some other community groups to get additional feedback on that design to make sure that really was a good representation for everyone in the community. So they've been doing a great job working through the process. We're not quite there, but Given the timeline, there's a chance that painting could start this fall, but I think there's a higher likelihood that might start sometime in early 2024 when the weather subsides. So we'll keep this group posted on that, but I thought you might just like to hear an update on that. And then I think the other kind of big picture thing I wanted to keep this group in the loop on is that we're doing some assessment of the needs for our libraries in the community. And there's a couple different groups that help support the libraries. One of them is the Library Board of Trustees. And they've been exploring the possibility of trying to just understand what the needs are and really trying to determine whether it's possible for us to, as the city, or for them as a group, to explore maybe a ballot initiative to try to build a new library in downtown San Rafael. So they recently met with the Park and Recreation Commission. They developed a video that we've been playing at each of the movies in the park that kind of shares some information about the community need and the importance of that for our community. And I think they're really assessing what's the best path forward. So they're not quite there yet with understanding what is the right approach, but generally speaking, the polling that they've completed and the outreach that they've done shows that the community is supportive of a new library, and they're really trying to determine which of two options might be best, whether the Carnegie branch should be renovated, and we do a lot of work to that location where the current library is, the main downtown library branch is, and kind of bring that up to speed and modernize it, or whether it makes sense to build a new library in a different location. And I think the other spot that they've been exploring is the San Rafael Community Center, the B Street Community Center, to potentially have a joint community center and library at that location. And I think as part of that, that we're also taking a look at the needs at Pickleweed and the library there. And so there's a lot of discussion going on right now. I think that in the next couple of months, that group is likely going to come up with some conclusions on what capacity they might have to lead a ballot initiative, what the community support is for all the different options that might be on the table, and really what the scope of that work might look like. So definitely, again, just want to keep you in the loop. And I would encourage you, if you have specific questions about that, really to reach out to either Jill Tokotomi or probably more likely the Library Board of Trustees themselves. They've got a great website set up with some information and contacts where they could share a lot of additional information about what they're looking at and maybe what some of the concerns they have might be, and what the constraints, as well as what the opportunities are in the community. So we're excited to see where that process goes. And then the last thing I wanted to share is just that we still have some vacancies on several of our boards, committees, and commissions in the city. So that we've been accepting applications for a few of those vacancies. We have, I think, 7 or 8 different boards, committees, commissions that have vacancies right now. And knowing that you're actively engaged in this civic role, I just wanted to share that with you. And if you or anyone you know might be interested in an opportunity, I had the list up just a second ago. I think we had everything from the ADA Advisory Board, the Park and Recreation Commission, the Police Accountability Commission, which is new. There's a lot of opportunities out there with varied interests and a lot of ways to give back to the community. So I just wanted to share that information with you as well.
Greg, that's all up on the city website, correct?
It's all up on the city website, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Just wanted to share that. Thanks as well. And that's it on my end, Steve.
Great. Anybody have any questions for Craig?
I have one question about the library information that you shared. Are they using the drawings and things that were made in the last round of community meetings and things? I guess that was maybe before COVID, when they had I think it was an actual architectural firm or consultant draw pictures both for Pickleweed, for the Carnegie, and for the B Street location.
Yeah.
So is that what they're basing it on, or are they it's too far past that and they need to rethink it?
I think that's a good question. And what they did is they actually did a split poll where they did a statistically valid survey in the community to poll interest in either work to the Carnegie branch and a new library there, or interest in a separate location, specifically the B Street Community Center. They didn't use some of the concept plans as part of that polling. I think they wanted to really gauge interest without being swayed or influenced by, those flashy kind of drawings that might be put in front of someone. And the way that they did that polling, they actually asked a series of questions. At the beginning, it was essentially just gauging interest without having any context about the pros or the cons of either of those locations. And as that poll went forward, they shared additional context about what maybe some of the benefits might be to the B Street location, or the pros and cons of the Carnegie branch. And what they found is that support for the Carnegie branch was very high initially. Was higher, I shouldn't say very high. I think it was around the mid 60s, low 60s% support for that. And for B Street, it was just slightly lower than that. But as people gained more context and understanding of what maybe some of the benefits might be to a new joint or co-located library community center, that interest increased and the support level increased. I do think as part of the video that they created, they are using some of those concept plans, and they're also drawing some very direct comparisons to other regional agencies like Hayward, for example, just built a brand new library last year. And I know they shared some video and images of what some of the possibilities might be with a brand new facility as compared to trying to revitalize a building that has a lot of history, a lot of really important emotional sentimentality, but has a lot of limitations as well. So those drawings are still really useful, I think, for us internally as the department. I think we're still looking at those as an option for concept plans and for something that we can look at to share with the community. But I don't think they're actively using those as like a hook per se.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
And then I had a quick question. The police accountability that you said, is that the new community that you're forming with the ACAB staff? Is that the one you're talking about?
Sorry, I had a hard time hearing the last part of the question. This was about the Police Accountability and Advisory Committee, correct?
Yeah, is that the new committee that they're forming?
Yes, that is. Yeah, that's the new committee that they're forming. I know they're accepting applications for that right now. They haven't determined, the full description of what that board will be tasked to do, the meeting schedule, some of those different specific things, because it is all still in development, but they are accepting applications for that.
Thank you, Craig.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Thanks, everyone.
All right, we made it to the end. Aside from our boards and commission reception in December, our next official meeting will be on February 7th, 2024 here. So hopefully we'll see everybody in December. It's a fun gathering. Louise, that's one of your favorites too. Rosa, you went last year, right?
You went there, Rosa, last year.
You went 2 years ago when it was in the lobby of City Hall.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was
was
good too. They had itsy bitsy cupcakes at City Hall, I remember.
So now you're going to do that?
Our next official meeting is February, but that'll be December. Yeah.
Yeah.
December 6th, I think you said.
Okay, so I'd like to officially adjourn the meeting, and it's 7:53 p.m. And thank you all for making time out for me to come.
Thank you. Appreciate it. What day of the week is December 6th, by the way?
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday? Okay.
I feel like it's a